Alright, welcome to our Let's Play of the Chrono Cross. We are into part 60. I was actually trying to play Madden tonight, but I couldn't get... The Gens emulator has some resizing issues, and I couldn't get RetroArch like a PlayStation controller to configure correctly in it, so hang on. Oops. I think Windows Update has once again screwed around with my microphone. Yeah, for some reason we're at 94. Yeah, let's turn that down a little bit. No distorto. It'll just take a minute. There it is. Dendrites. Uh-oh. Cure Plus is something else. Or Cure Plus All, or whatever it's called. Yeah, we have to try to unlock this elevator, I'm sure. We're just critting everything right now. Carve them up. We got another meteor shower. So, can we go up the elevator? Yeah, we have to release the lock. Okay. Forget me not pot. Excuse me. Oh, it aids Sprig's doppelgang ability. So we can kill enemies with a different character to enhance her doppelganger ability. Yep. They did not die. Came really close though. Please release the lock. Probably has something to do with going in here. Okay. Please release the lock. Originally, El Nido was nothing but ocean. The El Nido archaeological is purely artificial, created by fate. It was a remodeling plan that took place 10,000 years ago. A plan to include islands, plus the nature of the seas of El Nido. The main isle of El Nido, Earth Dragon Isle water, black. Development of elements using the energy of the natural world. Distribution of memory terminal devices called the Records of Fate that can survey and guide people's lives. The research center staff, who had their memories of the future erased, left the center and began life outside amidst nature. That's how Fate's paradise came into existence. And for over 10,000 years, Fate has been watching over and guiding the descendants of the staff who left the research center. Who left this research center, everything was in perfect harmony. That is until 14 years ago when a boy came into contact with the flame on the night of the storm. Where was the lock released for the elevator again? My mind's been blanking out lately. By the way, I saw a boy and a flashy-looking chick touching that panel. Lock's been released. Weird. Enter lock release code. You have to bring someone here who knows what it is. I guess I have to kill this guy. Technically less powerful than the prism weapons, but the crits just make the difference. Teleportation. Greyback. What's the lock release code, I wonder? This cannot be. This is the ancient super weapon that was in development in Port, but what is it doing here? It looks complete. What? Okay, go figure. Oh, I didn't equip all of the abilities. I missed one. We'll get Mojo squared away here on the way back. Whoops. Yeah, I can outfit a character of each innate color, though I don't think I'm going to be using... In practice, I don't think I'm going to be using too many characters, at least in New Game. If I go into play New Game Plus, then, you know, things will change a little bit, maybe. Although once I beat the game, it'll probably be a struggle just to continue to be motivated to play on with New Game Pluses. Let's lock our progress in. Yeah. Boom. Alright, we'll try the stairway. Oh, oh, oh. Okay. So what we do now is we go up above, and I'm using hand motions even though I'm not on camera. I can thrash these guys. You know, the thing of it is, I don't think I need gold for much else at this point. Yeah, let's go this way. Oh no, they're researching on brains. Combots. Cargo takes like no damage. Super or Gunner gets ya. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, let's cut him down, because that was bad. Got an Inferno on him. Hellbound. Can't get to the elevators that way. Life forms on this planet developed from single-celled microorganisms to protozoans. From fish to amphibians, from reptiles to mammals, and eventually to humans. Beginning with the cerebral neocortex, which only exists in higher mammals. An arthropod brain enlarged at an accelerating pace till it became the human brain we know. Could the reason for the abnormal development of the human brain be the biological contamination caused by lavos? I mean that humans are really a heterogeneous life form or foreign matter as far as the planet is concerned. Humans are a sudden mutation caused by the contact with lavos, an alien life form that fell to this planet from space. That's why humans are, biologically speaking, unbalanced and half-finished. Currently inconsistent and disconnected, the human existence is plagued by contradictions. incomplete species torn between love and hatred. His very being is self-contradictory. From the planet's viewpoint, humans are just destroyers and a cursed yet perhaps pathetic blight on the world. We control human emotions by using neurotransmitters. It means by manipulating the nerve transmitters inside their brain, it's possible to control the feelings and even the personalities of humans. Fate uses the records of fate to connect directly to the brains of the humans with whom they come into contact. Fate not only imprints what actions the humans should take into their brains, but also rewrites their personalities and feelings. This is actually kind of a horrifying future. And that they created a system in the past that controls, or in the future that controls people in the past. Memory scanning and rewriting is not that difficult a thing. As a matter of fact, it's possible to simulate the thoughts and feelings of each individual. They're all just electric signals that flow around the circuitry of the brain, after all. Thus, the flesh can be reproduced through cloning. And the soul stored within these fleshy vessels can be simulated as well. Thus, one could even go so far as to say that death itself no longer exists. Of course, the expiration of an individual being as a variation within the species still occurs. Overall, we can reverse the old maxim and say that there is no death, there will be life. Or that where there is no death, there will be life. Okay, I am significantly weirded out now, so we're going to just get out of here. DNA records of poems and music. Adenine and thymine, guanine and cytosine, rhythm and melody. Thus, the DNA of the ones who make contact with the flame is recognized by the sound they generate within. And our life forms are just dreaming in an endless flow of music. Lavos, an extraterrestrial life form that is thought to have fallen from the heavens 65 million years ago. On the timeline that existed before history was changed, Lavos was assumed to have slept deep below the planet's surface, sleeping and consuming the planet's energy up until the day of destruction known as the Apocalypse. There are those that believe that 12,000 years ago, the legendary ancient magical civilization known as Zeal came into contact with Lavos. That fateful encounter is said to have resulted in Zeal disappearing from the surface of the planet within the space of a single night. However, the very existence of an ancient civilization of Zeal has never been proven, so up until this day, the theory cannot be confirmed. On some timelines, Lavos appeared on the surface of the planet in the year 1999 and brought the world to ruins. However, a group of young time travelers saw where their planet's history was heading and through their actions rewrote time. This very research facility exists on that new timeline. In World War, thanks to the defeat of Lavos by the young adventurers, the apocalypse never happened. On a temporal vector where human civilization continued to evolve unhampered. All the data on Lavos that was obtained from tracing different parallel world possibilities is proven to be volatile, with fluctuating discrepancies. Perhaps at this point in time, it is nearly impossible to obtain any true information about Lavos. "65 million years ago, the reptites who evolved from reptiles developed their own unique civilization. This is long before the ancestors of humans who evolved from primates had developed their civilization. Excavations carried out by the central continent of Zanan have revealed that the reptites already had advanced architectural skills in the prehistoric era. But the fall of Lavos to the planet and the resulting ice age this brought about rang the death knell for the reptites and their civilization. After that, the reptiles slowly disappeared from the stage of history. However, in the distant past, humans could have been defeated in the contest of evolution, and the reptiles could have continued to develop. It is not unthinkable that such a timeline could exist in other dimensions. Everything is purely a problem of possibilities, and the world is only stabilized by the viewpoint of the one who observes it. If we get far enough away, no. DNA, the seeds of life. Human body is made up to 50 to 60 billion cells. These cells contain genes in the form of DNA. These are the fundamental building blocks that exist inside the cell's chromosomes. They store genetic information that can be passed on from parent to child. The structure of DNA is common throughout all life, throughout all universes. The DNA recombination life forms take on differing forms with variable abilities. Okay. Rainbow shell. Now we go up. Quit. Okay. Yep, this takes us to the stairway. Magnify. She said he was going out for a walk. He's probably by the dock somewhere, gazing out to sea. That is somewhat relevant to what we're doing. Pretty sure, anyway. Cool. So we have to go back to the ground floor, and then back to this elevator floor, I think. To make the final adjustments, the experiment will commence. It may appear to be a military research center, but we're actually conducting research on time. There's no time to be talking about time. This research center was established under the utmost secrecy by the central regime. The who? You don't say. We're conducting a simulation on phase metastasis. Everyone gather around. Let's see. In the 11th century, a scientist by the name of Aluka indicated the possibility of time travel through the use of a time egg, which utilizes miniature black holes. Whether this could actually be possible or not is still the subject of intense debate, and no conclusions have been made. According to our theory, by rotating a single point of supergravity, space-time continua can be drawn in, thus making it possible to transform that singular point which pulls in everything else into a ring formation. Using this ring as a gate between dimensions, it should be possible to travel back and forth between various space-time. I've heard that the time egg already existed during the legendary ancient dynasty. We shouldn't have to rely on theories from an ancient civilization that may not have even existed. We can do this. But it's been said that the time was altered using the time egg. That's just a legend. There isn't even any evidence to prove that this ancient dynasty ever existed. The experiment should be starting soon. After we discovered an unusual gravitational field in the Sparran Sea of El Nido, we built several artificial islands and established Chronopolis. It's all done to facilitate our top secret research. But now our research is about to come to its end. Once the final adjustments are made, the experiment will commence. It's just a matter of time, so everyone should keep up their good work. The chief hasn't returned yet. He hasn't. They'll have to hold off till he gets back. I think that time is not absolute, but elastic, relative, and subjective. That there could be individual differences caused by changes in time. Perhaps the same people and life forms can even exist in different space-times. Independent time that flows with the will of its own? Ah, what nonsense. Kind of the concept that Chrono Cross introduces, the ability to travel between two worlds where time is unfolded differently. The personnel registered as arbiter may enter. The experiment will begin soon. Please evacuate to your designated positions. You'll do the same in case of an emergency. Alright, we can't go to the basement yet. The game has to dole out its story in very specific ways. Time Research Lab, which served as the foundation of this research center, appeared out of nowhere in the year 2300 and was headed up by the scientific genius Balthazar. However, at the peak of his career, he simply vanished. He continued his work and have come this far. The work is almost complete. Well, it's about time I headed back. The experiment's about to begin. Yeah, Balthazar is in our time. Fascinating. Going back to the 4th floor. Up and away! I'm just fixing things up here. Oh, that door is no longer guarded. Access denied. This is the observation room. So we observe the two parallel worlds. What? Ah, didn't let me. Cure all. Just in case you didn't think we had enough Inferno, there you go. Card key. Yum 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 yum. It all began with a notebook my mother handed me. She told me she found it while cleaning out the closet. This old notebook, covered with mold, was a diary that belonged to my grandfather who passed away years ago. It contained my grandfather's distant memories. Does this device play back archives? Looks like someone's memoirs. I wonder if you still remember how we first met and our many adventures. It all seemed like a dream. We ran like the wind during those warm summer days long ago. You're a piece of a star that fell from the sky. I can still relive the memories of those days long past, just by closing my eyes like such and whispering your name into the desolate night. Kid, kid. Radical Dreamers, the Tresor Interdict. What's this? Radical Dreamers? What does this mean? There's a conversation with the comrade. Are you ready, kid? I know you're anxious, but stay on your toes. Yeah, likewise, mate. You mess up and I'm leaving you behind. Got that, Surge? Come on, Maggle, let's go. That bastard Link is gonna get what he deserves. Say your prayers, not that it'll do you any good. This seems to be an archive from a different time than our own. Aside from the two worlds we already know about, other worlds and times may also exist. The record of fate is exposed? Two worlds that are so close yet so far in nature exist in different dimensions. Under the surveillance of the main computer of Chronopolis. Fate. In other words, fate has been observing the two parallel worlds and guiding them. Fate has been manipulating the world of El Nido in order to avoid any major change of the history it knows. If an event on El Nido influences the main continent, the year 2400, in which fate exists, would change. And ironically, I think we created, or that the party members of Chrono Trigger, the preceding game, created this timeline by defeating Lavos and made Fate's existence possible. The paradox could potentially lead to great disaster. The record of Fate. Fate's terminals collect data from around the world and input guidance directly into the minds of its users. In this discreet way, Fate is able to control the lives of the people without them knowing. Guided by fate, the people of El Nido lead a harmonious life. In a sense, they are nothing more than puppets of fate. An instruction to the young girl in Henri 01 to give up going to the main continent as a poet. An instruction to the man in 02 to give up becoming a fisherman. A plan to avoid any point of contact with the main continent so as to not affect history. However, ever since the formation of the Dead Sea 10 years ago, Fate has been unable to intervene directly with World 01. The best Fate could do is cross the dimension and receive data through the records of Fate. With much difficulty, Fate succeeded in binding Miguel to the Dead Sea as a watchman. This Fate contains a massive amount of historical data dating up to the year 2400. The main computer of Chronopolis is called Fate. Alright. I am disturbed. Very, very disturbed. Access denied. I'm just sitting here processing everything that we've just kind of read. So yeah, they lost their link to the home world, I believe, was what they were saying.